What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Now, I get out here on a weekly basis, see how many fish we can catch in about maybe 1 to 2 hours. We'll put 2 hours on the shot clock today. All you have to do on your end is subscribe to the channel, guess the weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, you can walk away with a little cash for your pocket. So today we're out here on Lake Lanier, guys. We're going to be fishing for some spotted bass out here on Lake Lanier. Remember, as you come into the chat, drop a 1. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. And thing 2 that I need you to do is subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. All right, so the baits that we're going to be using today, we were out here yesterday, but we'll go through the same quick setup real quick. So what we have today, guys, we'll be throwing a crankbait. All right, so there we go. So we're going to go to a place. I think that's where we're going to start off today. Is just go straight to a spot and just run this crankbait in some shallow water, banging it off of rocks and things like that. Then while we're in that same cove, we may move out to the middle of it and fish a spoon. All right, so that's the second thing we're going to use. Throw that on a spoon. I think this may be, what is this pound line? 12 to 14 pound line, something like that. But just a basic spoon, guys. Go out in like 50 feet of water and search for those fish. All right, now coming over here to the other side, we're going to be fishing with, of course, you know, we're going to be fishing with the shaky head. And I throw that on a spinning combo. And we might, I had some followers on it yesterday, but you guys know that I still have not caught my first minnow fish yet. So we're still working on it. So I'll be throwing that one. And there's my setup for that, guys. All right. So we'll go ahead and get to it. Make sure you guys always check the links in the description. Anytime I'm able to get any good discounts on products that you guys are interested in, because you have been asking about the rod reels, the different baits that I use. So I did get some discount code for you guys. So make sure you take a look at that. And I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and get rolling. All right, so we have a few people already hopping into the chat. Let's see who's in here already. You know, I always like to give credit where credit is due. Let's see who got in here early today. Was I late? Was I late? All right, let's see, guys. Shout out to Terry C. What's going on, Terry C? Good to see you. We got Errol back in the chat. We got Roy Duran. All right, good to see you. Georgia Dogs back in the chat. And there you go. There goes Blaster. He said, go ahead and make sure you guys double tap that screen. Tap, tap. That way we can get the likes up. Okay, okay. There she is. What's going on, Patricia? Chef Boy said he dangling. You know I got to keep my dangling rod on deck. All right, so now what we are doing also, guys, is we are testing a new format for my channel. So for the people that have been on the channel for a while, we have the regular format with the widescreen view. And then for a lot of newcomers and everybody that'll be coming through, we're going to have you guys will more than likely be on the vertical stream. All right. And let me go through here and set one more thing up real quick, guys, before we get rolling. But if you're on the vertical screen, meaning you're watching it from your phone on the vertical screen, put just type vertical in the chat. I just want to get an idea of which format you guys are tuning in on. I may be able to look into it a little later, but we'll see if we're able to see that now. Let me just check something else real quick. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what that does. I have one more thing. So I see we need to remove something else on the screen. Let me see if I can do that real quick. All right, let's see. All right, we'll say that for another time. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get rolling. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to roll to an area and start off with this crankbait today. All right, let's go. All right, I see Donald Brown back in the chat. We got Rocket Kid tuning in. Texas Nuke back once again. Frisco said, "You still playing with your toys?" Yes, sir. Errol says, "Does the weigh-in," what does he say, "comp work here in Africa?" I do not know how that works. But the rules of engagement for anybody that is new to the channel, make sure that you always check the description. The description, there are links in there for discounts on products. I got some discounts that I've been working on for you guys. So some of those are in place. And also, if you want to know the rules of engagement, that's definitely why you want to make sure you check the chat, because you don't want to be DQ'd. All right, so we have 2 hours on the shot clock today, guys. 2 hours. We're just going to start off slow rolling this crankbait today. Letting this thing bounce off of some rocks. Frisco said, "Discounts?" Yes, sir. It's scrolling right down there at the bottom, Frisco. Roy says, "Hey, MoneyBass, let me see. I was going to see if I could collect from New Year's Eve when I was Bass for Cash." Oh, there you go, Roy. I sent you an email. So we have 2 payouts that we need to get taken care of. So big shout out to Bass Hunter. Bass Hunter, if you're in the chat, just put a message in the chat. So yeah, so we're gonna take care of Roy, and then we're gonna take care of Bass Hunter. And generally, you guys know, we generally like to make sure everybody gets their funds sent to them before the live stream is over. But I think Roy had to get his Cash App set up so that he could receive his winnings. So I guess that should let you guys know that Bass for Cash is real. Bass for Cash is real, guys. So we have 2 winners that need to be paid out. And generally, like I said, people are paid out immediately, and they don't have to come back and collect their winnings later. But Roy had to get his payment system set up. And it sounds like he's ready to go. He said, can I get some of that New Year's Eve cash for that bass? All right, good to see you back in the chat. All right, so right now, if you guys take a look, you can see all these rocks and everything along the bank. And what I'm going to be doing is just throwing this crankbait. It's a Spro rock crawler. Just going to throw it out there all the way to the bank. And I kind of reel that back kind of slow so it doesn't get hung up, and let it bang off the rocks. And when it starts hitting the rocks, I'll just kind of pause, pop it a little bit so it'll float back up a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Patricia says, donate that. She said, donate that, boys, 100%. She said, go ahead and make the pot higher for the next person. Patricia says she wants a little bit of that cash for one of these bass. But we'll see what we can do today, guys. And also, make sure you guys are giving me some feedback in the comment section on the format, because remember, what we're trying out is a few different formats for you guys, so we can get everything kind of down and set up so it'll be the best experience for your viewing pleasure. All right, I'm going through here right now because I see one more thing I want to change up. If I can do it quick enough. Let's see. Nah, I won't worry about it right now. Shout out to Cody. What's going on, Cody? Good to see you. Frisco says, so we teaching today instead of catching. We're doing a little bit of both. Shout out to Blast. He says, as soon as the DQ Queen shows up, we will go from, yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, we're just waiting for the DQ Queen to come through. All right, so Patricia, I guess you like that full screen. So right now, there are some people that are able to watch the vertical view, and some of you are able to watch the full screen view. So that was one of the things that I told you guys I was kind of working on getting set up. Man, you see all these rocks and everything? So everything is, the water is very low right now. So there's a lot of cover and structure that's out of the water that would normally be under the water. What did Frisco say? Roy said vertical is the best. So some people do like vertical. Frisco says, I thought you let members work through your technical issues yesterday. I didn't. I didn't. I just went ahead and kept fishing, Frisco. And caught another one on a spoon yesterday. So what I did is I just spent some time getting my unit set up, because generally I come out here and I don't really pay attention to my units and stuff as much as I used to. But I took some time, got my imaging set up a little bit closer to what I wanted it to, how I wanted it to look, even though it's still not 100% yet. And then I got my sonar set up so I can start using that. We're just going to keep on easing down this bank. Can you guys see all these rocks out here? And I can feel it tapping on the bottom as I'm bringing it in. But really what I want to get to is fish all the way around here. And there's a cove right around right around that way. So I'm just going to move a little bit faster going through here. We'll see if we pick one up out here right off of the main lake area. But my guess is going to be the cove is going to be where it pays off a little bit better. All right, Frisco, I've been doing some curls. I've been doing some workout getting ready for my hook set. You said my hook set was weak last time. So I've been training. Put a 50-pound barbell on the end of my line and been practicing my hook set. See if I can lift a 50-pound weight off of the ground with my hook set. All right, gotta adjust my brakes again, just a little bit, just a little bit. Does anybody that's not into fishing, do you know what that's called? When your line kind of spirals around on you like that? Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Shout out to Wise, what is that? Volfan? I know I'm tearing that name up. Frisco says, you feeding Instagram too? I don't think so. I have a little bit of content on Instagram, but we're gonna start working on that too, guys. Let's see if I can make some adjustments to my 360 because we're going to be fishing rocks today. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. So what I want to do is just kind of lighten this up. I haven't used my 360 in so long. I'm sitting here pressing the wrong buttons. All right, let's see. So what I need to do is just change my contrast. So what I need to do is just kind of lighten that up a little bit. And because I'm a little shallower right now, what is that out there? And actually I can adjust this again today. So you can see some cover out there, and there may be some fish relating to that. But today I wanted to kind of focus on my 360. So you can see a log right there. I don't know if you guys can see it because of the camera view. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. We got Miss Amaris in the chat. All right, what's going on? Good to see. Somebody said, where's the fish? All right, let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Patricia says, better get jiggy with it. Okay, I need a jig, Patricia. Frisco says, like Georgia said, there are some comments we can't see. That's right. From others. That is correct. Georgia Dawg says, so is the vertical stream different from this one? Or more people in the vertical stream? I'm not seeing all the chats either. That's correct. Shout out to the burning season. What's going on? Good to have you back in the chat. All right. So from my end, guys, I can see like a little vertical phone or something on the screen for the people that are on the vertical chat. So I don't know if you guys can see that same thing or not. But just so we can check in and see what I can do, and we can just take a look ourselves real quick. So let's just see what a vertical stream looks like. So we'll go in here and we'll do a quick search for MoneyBass, and we'll find my live feed. Is that it? Is that it? So there's vertical. All right, so we have about 18 people showing up in the vertical. Now let's see, how do I find the regular one? Let's see. Trying to get back to the days of having multiple. Let's see, where'd it go? Yeah, I'm not sure how to get back to the video. Yeah, so it's not really showing me, guys, but I can see the vertical stream whenever I come on mine. So I don't know how many of you are watching the showing me, guys, but I can see the vertical stream whenever I come on mine. Pat Travelino back in the chat. I see Big Shot Rob. He says, "Is this a?" Hold on, let me turn this volume down. He says, "Is this a catching show or a casting show?" Right now, we're doing some casting. All right, so Blasted, I guess it looks like you're watching. Are you watching both the vertical and the regular formatted screen? All right, let's get back to it. You guys said, is this a casting show or we're going to be catching some fish today? All right, so like I said, we're almost to around that bend. Around that bend is where I'm thinking that the bites will probably come from. Let's see if I got hooked on this little. I can see a lay down coming out into the water right there, and I think I got hung up on that. So let's get loose from there. What's going on, Dottie? You got Dottie back in the chat. Yeah, this is a good area right here whenever the water comes back up. It's a bunch of logs and stuff over here. Bunch of little branches. I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but that's what I'm hung up on. Wow, those are actually tree roots. Those are actually tree roots down there. Look like little spider veins. I mean, spider webs. And there's my bait right there, hung up on one of these trees. All right, gotta get my bait back. What's going on, Arrow? Arrow says, how do you go to the horizontal screen? Georgia Dog says, I guess I gotta go to the vertical one. So you guys are switching back and forth. So check it out, guys. If you're on the horizontal screen, type horizontal in the chat. And if you're on the vertical screen, type vertical in the chat. And then we can just kind of get an idea from everybody to see which view you guys like better. Patricia, are you watching full screen? All right, we're just paralleling the bank right now, guys. Like I said, my guess is that we should catch something once we get around this bend and start getting back into the cove. But I just wanted to start out here just in case, because you never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You may think you know where the fish are at, but then you get there and they're not there. So we'll see. All right, what does John Joe says? I do not know what he says. He said Johnny needs more money. I'm sitting here dragging my crankbait and didn't even realize it. Errol says 592. How you do that? 592 what? What does 592 mean, Errol? Yep, so there's another little lay down right here. So yeah, this area, once this water comes back up, you guys see how low this water is? There's rocks all out here, and then you can kind of see some stick ups and everything. So this area, once that water comes back up, is a real good area to come and drag a jig through, come through here with a crankbait, stuff like that. All right, there we go. One is a live and one is a vertical. Patricia said, "You confusing everybody." Well, the thing is, you can pick the one that you like, but I would say pick the horizontal one. All right, let's get back on the mission. So basically what we're doing, guys, is there's two different streams. And there's basically in two different algorithms. Remember I was telling you guys about the algorithm has kind of changed up on me. So the vertical streams had kind of changed. So I needed to get back to my regular format and had to figure something out. So right now, we're going to see how this goes for a little bit. So you can choose whichever version that you like, but I'm thinking, like if you're some people watch it on a TV too, guys. Some people watch on TV. So on the TV, you definitely want to watch the full screen view. If you're on your TV or computer or something like that, but possibly from your phone, maybe that's why somebody would watch the vertical view. But you can definitely see a little more from the full screen view, guys. All right, we're going to slow down right here. So we're right at the mouth of the creek I was telling you guys about. And you see all these rocks right here? So I'm thinking there's going to be some fish right off here off of this main lake point. So I'm going to fan cast this crankbait, maybe do like 2 or 3 more casts. And then we're going to switch over and start dangling a little bit. Oh, come on, don't tell me I got hung up in a rock just that quick. It's supposed to be a rock crawler. Why is it the rock crawler crawling through the rocks? Big Shot Ross said, I would like to see a fish. Patricia said, can we guess the weight on either screen? So that's going to be the tricky part, Patricia. That's going to be the tricky part. I have to figure that out. So Blaster, are you able to see the comments from both screens? Or let's say if you go to the vertical screen, are you only seeing the chat from the vertical? vertical side of things, because I'm seeing both. But it may not be the case for you guys. Man, I hate that I got hung up right here, because I think this is after all of that casting and finally getting to the part where I was thinking the fish were at, I get hung up on the rocks, which does not happen too often. Blaster says you can see both comments on either screen. Just said, I call BS. What's going on, Outdoors? Outdoors with Skeeter. Good to see you in the chat. Georgia Dog says we'll have to change if he hooks up and we are missing the main chat being here. Frisco says, let me see, you can see more of your mess with the horizontal. That's right. You'll be able to see more things if you're on the horizontal view. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull back off of this point now that I went over it. So I'm gonna pull back to about 30 feet of water or so. Hopefully I didn't disturb the fish that I just went over, but we'll find out in just a minute. Frisco says he can't see both. So maybe the admins can. Do we have any more people with a wrench next to their name? Roy says vertical, you can only see chat from vertical. Shout out to AC. There she goes. She says, hello, everybody. If you see it, you gotta say it. Everybody shout out to AC. The DQ Queen has shown up on the scene. All right, who's that? Patricia says, get rid of. She don't want that half screen. But Patricia, you don't have to watch the half screen. You can watch the full screen. All right, Texas Noob says, I can't see both either. Okay. Blaster says, I'm on vertical right now. He says, I see chat here. So yeah, you'll be able to see the chat, but what we're trying to figure out is AC. We're running a dual live stream now. And what I'm trying to figure out is, are you able to see the chat on the vertical and the horizontal live stream? Some of the people are on vertical and some are on the horizontal, but we're just trying to, I just need to make sure for Bass for Cash, you're able to see everybody's guesses that go in there. Shout out to Frisco. All right, we're sitting at about 26 feet of water right now. That's it. So is there something amiss? No, that's the way that it works, Blaster. So right now it appears everything is working fine. You guys can pick whether you want to watch the full screen. Some people like the full screen. Some people want the vertical screen. But it's two separate algorithms now. All right, so we're out here off of this point. And like I said, I want to slow down and fish this point a little bit slower. Let's just pull off of it a little bit more. So AC's in the widescreen. All right. AC says, I'm on my laptop and it's on the big screen on my TV. I told you guys some people watch on TV. So that's why they have that full screen version too. All right, let's go ahead and spotlight real quick. Put a little stank on it. We're going to slow it down for a minute. And actually, let me grab my other phone so I can take a look and see what you guys are seeing. So let me watch you guys watch me on YouTube so I can see what you guys are seeing. Big Shot Ross says, are there any fish in that lake? Yes, sir. We got a few fish out here in the lake. Oh, okay. I know what I need to do, guys. Let me go in here and make another adjustment for you guys. All right, so we are currently out here on Lake Lanier, guys. Water temps are around that 50-degree range. So we're going to be moving around. All right, got that set up. All right, so we're going to be moving around a little bit today, checking out a few different things, seeing if we can catch some fish shallow today. I know some of you guys have been wanting me to head to the shallow side of things and see what we can see on that end. So that's what we're going to be doing a little bit of today, guys. Brand color theme. What is that? Okay, there we go. I found it. So we need to go under here. There we go. Got that set off. And I think that'll do it. All right, so let me just take one more look and see how you guys are looking on here on the live. All right, so this is how the vertical view is looking for you guys. Patricia says, I'm on Roku. She says, I'm on Roku. All right, let's go ahead and get to it, guys. So we're going to put some stank on it. All right, so AC, just to fill you in on what's going on, we are currently running live on two different formats. One is going to be a vertical view and the other one's going to be a horizontal view. Now, the only issue that I can think of that we may run into is whenever it comes time for people to put their guesses in, because you can only see either the vertical view or the horizontal view. You won't be able to see both. So I don't know if we may just have to have people enter their guesses in either one or the other for today until we get something worked out on that. Or just let me know what you think may be a viable option that we can use for right now for today. Because like I said, guys, we're out here testing some things out, getting ready for 2026. So we have some big things coming. AC says, yeah, I can't see all the comments as I don't see Patricia. Okay. So yeah, so Patricia must be on vertical view. If whichever view you're on, those are the comments you're gonna see. Rocket kid. So AC can let's take a look at everything. She needs to use both her eyeballs. One looking at one format and the other one looking at the other format. All right, so right now we're throwing a shaky head, guys. I like throwing my shaky head on a spinning setup. Oh my goodness. Do you see what I see? Okay, I see something. I definitely see something. Let me ease on back a little bit. AC says, how do I switch the view? Blaster, have you figured that out yet? Frisco says, sometimes the shiny object is not always as good as Old Faithful. That is true. But there's a method behind the madness. Patricia, you made something simple confusing. Patricia, I did not create YouTube. I'm using YouTube. All right, I see a little something out there. See a little bit of action. Now I need to see if we can get them to bite. Patricia, you deserve a skunk. You guys see that bird right there? Just came out of the water howling. Saying, MoneyBass, you made Patricia mad. Patricia said, we don't need no bass for cash today. All right, AC. Roy, are you still in the chat? So we have the winner from that was getting his Cash App set up. He has it ready to go now. He should be in the chat. And then we're waiting to hear from Bass Hunter from yesterday. So Bass Hunter won yesterday with a 286, guys? Shout out to Bass Hunter. All right, so we found a few fish, guys, but now it's just a matter of if these fish are gonna bite or not. Let's go back down to my 360 view down here. Play around with that a little bit. Just a little bit. Georgia Dog said, "Did you hear the loon?" That's right. What's going on? We got Ernest back in the chat. All right, so Roy is in the chat. AC, do you see Roy in the chat? I think Roy is on the widescreen view, but Roy is in the chat. So we want to make sure we go ahead and get Roy taken care of today. So Roy won Bass for Cash on New Year's. Slid in with some New Year's cash for his pocket. Some New Year's Eve cash for his pocket, but he had to get his payment system set up. You guys got to make sure you have everything ready to go. Look at AC. She's out there multitasking. Shout out to Christopher. Good to see you back in the chat. Says, what's the water temp? Water temp is sitting at 51 degrees. So the water temps are starting to come back up. All right, so AC, Roy is who won on New Year's Eve. He had sent an email and everything, but I wanted to wait till he was back on the live so he can confirm. So his payout. Frisco said, I don't see AC. Where's she at? Wait a minute. If you see something, I need you to say something. Because if I see it, I know you guys see it. If you see something, I need you to say something. Let me ease on back a little bit. We're going to hit spotlight. But if you see something, you guys know the routine. I need you to say something. Let me look back here and see what you guys see. Let's see if you guys can actually see something. Shout out to Delta Bass. Delta Bass slid right on in and hit us with a $20 super chat. You know, I'm going to have to set the hook for that. I'm going to have to set the hook for that one. Everybody put Delta Bass in the chat. Really appreciate that, sir. Always coming in with the strong support of the channel. I need to get a hook set for Delta Bass. Man, I was hoping I'd get one of these fish out of this cover that I can see down here. These fish are like, no, sir, we ain't having it. Okay, let's see if that helps you guys out. I put the comments on the screen. So we'll see if that changes anything up for you. Big shout out to Delta Bass. Delta Bass is the current sponsor of today's live stream, guys. We're changing things up for 2026. Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel. We're going to be having another Battle of the Anglers coming up on January 17th. It will be taking place on Lake Altoona. Looks like we're going to have 8 guys on there going head to head, live action for everybody. And we should be doing Bass for Cash during the live stream, during the actual tournament, guys. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, we're going to try one more cast over here. Then we're going to keep on moving and head on back into the cove. I kind of figured there would be some fish out here on this point because we have some nice rocks out there. And I can see some fish out here, but they're just not biting. So if they're not biting, that's not going to do us any good. I wonder if my crankbait will get down there that far. Oh, I know what we can do, guys. Let's go right on top of them and drop the spoon down there and see what happens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see something, guys. Are you guys able to see it? Or is it just me? But what I see is the Outdoor King back in the chat, hitting us up with the $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate that, sir. Everybody put ODK in the chat. We got the Outdoor King back in action. He said, I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. Outdoor King's like, what I miss? We're gonna get right on top of this thing. And nothing. All right, so they don't want to come out and play. Wait a minute. Hold up, swole up. What did I just miss something else? Do you guys see what I see? The Outdoor King said, hey man. He said, hey bud, I think I want to go ahead and be today's sponsor of this live stream. The Outdoor King came right back to back with another $20 super chat. He doesn't even have a question. No comment, just pure love of the game. He was like, let me slide on here and hit him with a $20 super chat. So I think that makes the Outdoor King the sponsor of today's live stream. And you know what? I need to get back into the chat just a second. I need to get into the chat because I'm missing too much in here. Shout out to the Outdoor King. There we go. I see him, the Outdoor King, guys. So I'm not able to see all the comments the way that I was before. So it's a work in progress, but we'll have it all worked out in another day or two. Shout out to Chris. He says, got my son Cast King Kestrel combo. All right, so you're out there ready to get some things going. Shout out to the Outdoor King with the $4.99 right there. You guys see it? Shout out to the Outdoor King. Tom Mix says, I thought it was just me that was missing comments. Shout out to Brian Baker in the chat. I think he said he was out there fishing Lake Jackson yesterday. It looks like there's more comments in the horizontal chat, but right now I can only see one of them. But we'll get all that stuff worked out, guys. And once we get a fish to the boat, we'll see what AC feels is the best way to go ahead and handle it for today until we get a format together. Shout out to, oh my goodness, did I miss something? Delta Bass. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Did I miss it? Shout out to Delta Bass. Delta Bass said, hold up, swole up. Did I hear a 1999? He was like, let me hit you with the 20 twin. Delta Bass came back with a $20 super chat, guys. You know I lose count pretty quick. AC in the chat. Who is the sponsor of today's live stream? I'm thinking it's Delta Bass now. Delta Bass is like, hold up, swole up. All right, so Delta Bass, what are your thoughts on the new format? So some people have been wanting the widescreen. They were asking for it. So now you have that option if you want to watch the widescreen. And some people love the vertical option. So it's the best of both worlds. You can pick what you want. You can watch what you want. I can do what I want. So you can watch whichever format is best for you. Man, look at all those rocks, guys. All of that is normally underwater. Guys, I'm going to be in and out of the comments today, but want to give a big shout out to, is it Delta Bass? Shout out to Delta Bass. Shout out to the Outdoor King. They're in there making things happen. All right, there we go. I see a little something out there. I got that cast right where it needed to be. But the fish didn't want to be there. So let's make a different cast. Oh my goodness, guy. Coming right on in and getting this party started. We have 1 hour left on the shot clock, guys. 1 hour left. Again, we're doing some testing out here. And we're also doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. And so in an effort to work with the new YouTube setup and still keep the, keep the content coming good for you guys, I have to go back and review this footage and everything. So if you could, in the comments, once again, if you are watching full screen, type full screen. If you're watching the vertical stream, type vertical in the chat. And so that way, when I go back, because this shows me, I can see everybody's comments, but you guys apparently can only see either one or the other. So I have to go back and take that information, make some adjustments and everything. And then we'll come back stronger and better on the next one. Let's see, we're sitting right on top of something where I want to drop this minnow bait down here and see what's going on. Let's check it out and see. Shout out to Delta Bass and the Outdoor King coming in strong. All right, guys, let's keep on cranking. And then we'll slow it down again once we get to an area where I see some cover or structure that may be holding some fish. All right, appreciate everybody for helping me out. If you're watching on the vertical view, type vertical in the chat. If you're watching on the full screen view, type full screen. And that way, once I go back, I can make some adjustments and see what we have to do to get everybody on the same chat. All right. And it's actually a pretty day out here. I mean, we have some overcast going on, but all in all, I mean, it's not too windy. It's not too cold. I'm thinking they said the temps today were going to hit in like the 60s, something like that. I know if Pure Alaska was on here, he'd be saying 60s. We're in the negative 60s. Oh, man, did we get hung up? Yep, we got hung up. We got it loose. All right, guys, I'll be back in the comments in just a minute. So right now, I can't see the comments from the view that I'm looking at. Once again, big shout out to the Outdoor King. Big shout out to Delta Bass. All right, remember, for anybody that is new to the channel, I'm out here on a weekly basis. We're just making some adjustments to the channel right now, reformatting a few things. But like I said, I'm out here on a weekly basis doing this thing called Bass for Cash. All you have to do to participate is subscribe to the channel. We have discounted products. The links are in the description, guys. We have 15% off even after the holidays. Just make sure you guys use that code MoneyBass in order to take advantage of any of those discounts that you see in the description. All right, we got a little lay down over here. So I'm gonna fish right down the side of it. See if we can get a largemouth to pick it up. All right, I feel like I got hung up on a pine cone. I didn't realize it was a pine tree. If anybody knows about fishing, you know about if your line comes in contact with a pine cone still on these trees, probably not gonna just get it out of there on its own. So we'll see. Yep, there's my bait right on the end, stuck right on the pine cone. Come on, buddy. What side is it wrapped on? It's wrapped up pretty good. All right, there we go, guys. All right, so I'll be back in the chat in just a second. Let me get this loose. All right, there we go. We got it. Oh, man. And then I got it hooked on another branch. All right, we got it. All right, let me hop back into the chat real quick. See what you guys are saying. I saw Blasters had a little comment in here. He says, MoneyBass, not sure how you can work Bass for Cash simultaneously between both the formats. We'll get it worked out, Blaster. There's been way more bigger issues dealing with all of this stuff on social media. It's just a new format change they have in place, but everything will be worked out. Shout out to the Outdoor King. He says, looks calm out there. Oh, yeah, it looks good out here today. Shout out to Jason J back in the chat. Frisco said, well, we need two separate winners. Outdoor King says, you caught a pineapple. That was definitely a tree pounder. All right, guys. So we're back in the cut. So all of this, I didn't know this water was going to be this low back here, but you see all of this cover and structure we have of the rocks, all these laydowns and stuff. So I knew that the rocks were back here, but I didn't know it was going to be all way out of the water like it is. So we're going to fish here for just a little bit longer, and then we'll probably pack up and head out to another spot. We got 2K back in the chat, said you should have worked that with a jig. AC, are you still in the chat? All right, so do you have any thoughts on how we should do Bass for Cash with the new format? Any thoughts? Said AC, the technical advisor. I want to make sure she can still DQ you guys. I want to make sure you can still get properly DQ'd. AC says, I have both screens up so I can run it like this. Okay. All right. So they can only guess on one screen. Look, they can't be switching back and forth and guessing on both formats. If somebody does that, then that's an automatic DQ. So you can add that to the DQ list. She says, in the future, just choose one. All right, we got hung up again. Frisco says, so a winner for each, a DQ for each. All right, so now let's see. Let's go ahead and take off and run to a different area. All right. Now, this is the bad thing. Yesterday, there was an area that I went to where I caught that fish at, but the reception is terrible. So I was losing you guys. I want to go over there, but I just can't do it because of the reception. So now I'm just trying to think of where else we can. Oh, I know we can go, guys. All right, AC, were we able to take care of Roy? Roy, did you put your Cash App in the chat? If you can put your Cash App in the chat, I just want to make sure that that's already been taken care of. All right, this is the next thing I want you guys to do for me. Do you prefer the vertical screen or the full screen? So like I said, I'm going back and I'm kind of taking note of all of this information so that we can make things better. So do you guys prefer the vertical screen or the full screen? So put vertical or full screen. Which do you prefer? Because like I said before, I was getting a lot of people saying that they wanted the full screen version. But let me know in the chat, do you prefer vertical or full screen? All right, AC, there is Roy's Cash App in the chat. Roy, what was the weight of the fish that you won on? What was the guess that you put in that won? Oh, look at Frisco getting technical in the chat. But yeah, put your preference in the chat if you prefer the vertical or the full screen. Which do you prefer? And really, what we're probably going to end up doing, guys, is for anybody that has been on the channel and for my regular viewers, it will be better for you to watch the full screen. Oh, what is that? What was that? Let's see, I saw something. Shout out to Tom Mix. We got City Man back in the chat. Appreciate you guys coming back, supporting the channel. We're just making some changes for 2026. Remember, mark your calendars. January 17th. Oh my goodness. Okay. Got some fish out here on this point. See, man said catch a biggin. We're gonna see what we can do about that. AC says, Roy, are you able to see a request on your end? All right, so we're trying to get Roy paid. Roy was one of the, I think Roy was the last winner for 2025. He won on December 31st, New Year's Eve, when we were out here, seeing who wanted to walk away with some cash for a bass for New Year's. And Roy said, I'll take that. He said, I'll gladly take a payment today. He said, I'll gladly take a payment Tuesday for a win today. All right, has anybody seen Bass Hunter? Bass Hunter in the chat? Has anybody seen Bass Hunter in the chat? Frisco said, let's just cut to the chase. Full screen is the winner. So there's a reason why it's on dual screen, Frisco. But yeah, so anybody that has been to the channel and you already know about the channel, go to full screen. Just, I would say stay on full screen. And then, because as new people come to the chat and come to the channel, they're going to show up on the vertical live more than likely. And then we'll just have them switch over to. Damn, these fish aren't biting. Shout out to the Bass Hunter. He says, I'm here. He said the champ is here. What's going on, champ? Won his first tournament of the season. And then came right on in and said, let me go ahead and win some cash for one of these bass too. He's being greedy. Bass Hunter's like, I want all the money. All right, Bass Hunter, we have AC in the chat. So I think you won, was it yesterday, right? You won yesterday with a 286? Oh my goodness, guys. Was that my first? Well, maybe Frisco didn't see that, so let me not say anything. I don't think Frisco saw it. Wait, Frisco, you didn't see anything. Oh goodness. Who was that said I seen it? Spooky Crazy said I seen it. Blaster said it was a widescreen false bite sensation. We got Casting Ashton in the chat. He said Happy New Year's, money. Good to see you. We don't have anything in the live well yet, but we have some time on the shot clock. All right, Bass Hunter, if you could, did you already put your Cash App in the chat? Everybody's collecting cash today. Man, I want to play. Seems like it'll be some fun. Uh-oh, we got a tappy tap, guys. Oh, and we got him. We got him. It's a good one. Oh my God. It's a good one, guys. Oh man, he was stuck in the, he's not as big as what I thought, I don't think. But look at that. He's staying down there. But I don't think he's as big. Oh, maybe he, oh my goodness, maybe he is. But he was stuck in something. I had to pull him out. Let's get him to the boat. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, the bendation. The bendation is sensational. There he goes. It felt good. He feels good. Look at him. Oh, there he goes. There he goes down there. You guys see him? Do you see him down there? All right, we're going to hit him with the flip. I got him in the lip. Let's see if we can get him with a flip. Here he goes. Flip. Bam. Oh, my goodness. That thing threw up a crawfish all over the place. Did you guys see the flip? But take a look at this. Take a look at this, guys. Can you see that? That is an orange craw pincher. It is green pumpkin and orange. Can you guys see that? Ew. Oh my goodness. It's crawfish pieces all on my boat. And crawfish slime. Look at that. Crawfish bones. There's some crawfish legs. You see that? Ugh. And I don't want that on here stinking my boat up. Bam. And just like that, we hit him in the lip and got him with the flip. Hi-yeah. It looks like we're going to be doing this thing called Bass for Cash. What do you think about that? Frisco said, that's a color indicator. Frisco said, I need to change it up. Where's my little crawbait that I had on here? So check this out. I should have held it up right next to that pincher. But you see that, Frisco? That's why I was throwing that crawbait the other day. You see the colors I have on there? And if you look down in the mouth of that fish, you can see the rest of the orange crawfish down in there. Can you guys see that? Ew. He said I was munching on some crawfish down there. All right, let's go ahead and put him in the live well. All right, AC. We're gonna need some rules of engagement for today's special edition of Bass for Cash. Now, you guys know the routine. All you have to do is be a subscriber. Now, do we have anybody that is new to the channel? If you are new to the channel, type new in the chat. Blaster said that was a widescreen flip. Patricia said it was a seafood platter. What's going on, Jason J? Jason J says I'm new. Anybody else new to the channel? Frisco said it's going to cough the rest up in your live well. That is true. And I already have some pieces in there that I need to get out anyways. All right, so I showed you guys that craw pincher that was in its mouth. So I have a question. Frisco said you need to match the hatch. Blaster says I'm new to the widescreen. AC says you must guess the exact weight of the fish. Everyone gets one guess. If you are a member of the money team, you get two guesses. That's right. Membership has its privileges. All right. So AC's putting the rules of engagement in there. So make sure you guys pay attention. Because if you don't, you will get DQ'd. All right. So this is the question that I have for you guys. Shout out to Delta Bass. Is Delta Bass the sponsor of today's live stream? I want to make sure I know who to dedicate this first fish to. All right, I'm just looking in the chat real quick, guys. That's what I'm taking a look at. All right, in the chat, you saw that craw that came out of that fish's mouth. Should I tie on this bait right here? Can you guys see that? Should I tie on this bait that has that kind of orange look to it? What do you guys think? Should I put that on? I'm curious to see what Frisco says. What does Frisco have to say about it? Should I change it up and match the hatch? All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Jason J says yes. Caston Ashton says yes. Frisco says no. He says tie on a real jig. Frisco, you know I like catching them on my shaky head. On my shaky head setup. Blaster says by all means. MJ's Bowl says tube crawls are killer. Rocket Kid says Carolina rig a jerk bait. Oh my God. Man, okay, looks like everybody does want me to try this bait out. So what I'll do, you guys know I keep 2 shaky heads on deck, right? I keep 2 of these setups on deck. So that I don't have to retie this one. Now this is what I just caught the fish on. I was surprised Frisco didn't say continue casting what you caught the fish on. That's what I thought the answer would be. Patricia said whatever works. All right, so let me go down here and get my backup shaky head set up. And we're gonna tie it on. So let's take off this shaky head worm. And we're gonna put this crawl on here. And we still have a lot of time left on the shot clock, guys. See if we can get one more for the day. And you know we has to put some stank on it. So let's go ahead and get that ready. I'll put a little stank on there. Just a little bit. Not all of it, just a little bit. All right. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Jason J says, anyone help me on this? What does Jason J need help with? Frisco says, but the spot spit out the color for you. But I caught the spot on a different color. So which one do you use? Jason J says, I'm confused on how you want the weights posted. I put it in pounds and then ounces. All right, Jason J, that is not correct. Like that 2 pound, 15 ounces, that is not the correct. It needs 2 decimal places. All right. So we got the orange crawl on here. That's what you guys wanted. Now let's see. Let's get back out here, see if we can get another tappy tap. All right, we're gonna make about a 75-foot cast. The Bass Hunter says my Cash App is in the chat. All right, AC, were you able to see Bass Hunter? Bass Hunter said he's ready for some loot. I asked him to let me borrow $5. He said no. City Man says, okay, stop messing around and get that big boy to the boat. All right, I got you. I got you. But we got to have some fun with it. Got to have a little bit of fun with the flippy flip. All right, so we got that orange crawl on there now. I mean, it's kind of like a blackish, orangish color. Orangish. Am I saying that right? Orange-ish. AC said, both of these screens are making my head hurt. Trish said, do you know what stitching a jig is? I do not. I used to fish a jig a lot. But then I kind of switched over and started fishing the shaky head a little more often. Uh-oh, we got another tappy tap, guys. Oh, we got the tap, but he didn't take it. We got the tap, but he didn't take it. What's going on, Brian Villa? He said the next fish will be 6 pounds. Oh, my God. Okay, we do need a 6-pounder. That'd be nice. Frisco said, use a real jig. What's going on, MJ's bowl? All right, AC. Do you want to have everybody switch over to the full screen to do Bass for Cash and keep it simple that way? Because it's better for them to be on the full screen anyways. JD Fishing said, where's the fish at? All right, you want to see the fish? Okay, give me a second. Let me. Oh, man, did I get hung up? I was hoping I was hung in a fish's mouth. Can we get out without me going over there? I'd hate to have to go over there and mess up my spot. Oh, we got it. Look at that. I hit it with the poppity pop. All right, who says something? Who is that? Tom Mix says, tap set the hook. Tappy tap. Oh, okay, I got you. He said I should have went ahead and set the hook on him. Shout out to Rory. We got Rory tuning in. He says, good afternoon, Money. He says, I see you're taking advantage of this beautiful day. Oh, yes, sir. And we do have a fish in the live well. Let me show you guys the fish in the live well. All right, AC. And like I said, let me know. Do you think we should just have everybody go over to the full screen and run Bass for Cash from the full screen? Let me clear my screen out a little bit. Let me change my pane back over. Oh, goodness, that's not it. All right, let's see. What are you saying in the chat? We got Big Dave. He says, what pound test line are you using on that shaky head? So I have braid on here. This is about 20-pound high vis yellow braid. And then I have an Alberto knot. It's tied to an Alberto knot going to my 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. Now, if I don't catch something with this little crawl bait you guys want me to put on, I'm gonna have to switch it back. Patricia says, what does your FishXLive journal say for last year at this time? Okay, we'll take a look at that in just a second. Shout out to There You Go Fishing. He says put a 3-pound, he said a 3-pound leader on it. Oh my God, 3-pound leader. What's up with that? You trying to get me broke off. Frisco says you were going along the bank before now. He says you are not. Blaster says he guesses it's going to be the spoon. Big Dave says he uses straight 10. All right, let me show you guys the fish real quick. And then I will then we'll take a look at FishXLive so we can see what my journal would have said. And actually, let's go ahead and take a picture with the fish too. Shout out to the Outdoor King. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look in FishXLive real quick, guys. So this is what I use. Oh, I'm not logged in. Can I log in real quick? Let's see. Sign in. Let me log into FishXLive real quick. 4. Gotta put my email in here. And all right, just bear with me, guys. All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna log in. Patricia was asking. Patricia said FishX. All right, so I'm going into FishXLive. Let's look at my journal. So now we're in my journal on FishXLive. And remember, you guys can set up an account at FishXLive. All you just go to FishXLive.com. You can set up your account for free. Just download the app, set up your account. So now I'm going to go in here and just search for January. And let's see what I was catching January. So Lake Lanier, January 7th, 2026. Oh, okay. What's today's date, guys? What's today's date? All right, so here's January 1st, 2025. I caught this 4.12 and I caught it on that spoon. There's the fish. And I caught it on that spoon right there. Now, remember, if you set up your account, this information is private. These notes and all of this and the map where I caught the fish at, all of that will be private on your account. The only reason you guys are able to see this right now is because I'm logged in on my account and I'm showing it to you. So that was January. Okay, and then here's January 17th. Let's see, that's a 3.26. You guys see that one? That was a nice fish right there. Caught that one on a shaky head. January 18th. I was fishing a tournament on January 18th. You see those largemouth guys? That's January 18th. I think I got, what place did I come in that tournament? Look at that. I caught those on a shaky head too. I was dangling. All right, so now let's take a look at that fish. Is today the 7th? I thought today was the 8th or something. Shout out to the Bass Hunter. Bass Hunter, did you get those funds in your pocket? Bass Hunter says, AC, I got the Cash App payment. Shout out to the Bass Hunter. Slid right on in and took that money out of y'all pocket yesterday. All right, let's take a look at this fish and let me take a picture of him. All right, so here's the fish, guys. This is what this right here. This fish right here can win one of you guys a nice $20 bill or possibly a $40 bill. Shout out to the members of the money team, the members of the channel. They get 2 guesses. All right. Membership does have its privileges. But let me take a quick picture with this fish. Can I set a timer on here? I don't really use my iPhone too often, so I don't know how to set a timer on here. Nah, I don't know how to do it. Can I do it? Photo. Man, I have to do it old school style. All right, there we go. Bam. All right, so there we go, guys. Oh, let's get a length on it so you guys can see how long it is. So it has a little bit of length on it. It's about, what is that, 16 and a half? Can you guys see it? Hitting right at 16 and a half. You guys see that? All right, so AC, what are going to be the rules of engagement for today's format? Like I said, I think if everybody comes over to the full screen, because that's where everybody should be anyways. Everybody that's on here on a regular basis should be on the full screen version. Patricia said Bitcoin bass. All right, let's see. Patricia says, I can see clearly now. So, Patricia, have you calmed down a little bit now? Is everything better, Patricia? Patricia was like, you deserved a 0 today. Why you got me trying to see 2 screens? Has anybody seen AC? Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. AC says, I don't know, but I have a headache, anxiety, and everything right now. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. It's Frisco's fault, AC. It is definitely Frisco's fault. We got CPA. What is that? BSDEV CPA in the chat. And a member of the money team. How about that? Patricia said, and hot flashes too. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm nothing but a professional. Oh, no. We're nothing but professionals. All right. We got Tom back in the chat. Tom says, good afternoon, everyone. All right, guys. Look, I'm trying to catch one on that little crawbait that you wanted me to tie on. But they don't want it. AC says, I'm going through it. Oh, my God. How many people are you guys showing that are currently watching the live stream? How many people do you guys see that are currently watching the live stream? Frisco said, weigh this fish and let the fiasco begin. All right. So, okay. So you guys aren't able to see everybody that's in the chat either. Okay. All right. You guys ready to weigh this fish? AC says she has some business to tend to. All right, AC. Type ready in the chat when you are ready. Actually, let me think. All right, guys, make sure you have already subscribed to the channel because we are about to go into subscriber only mode. All right. Let's see. All right, there's a little fishy down there. All right, guys. All right, AC, when you are ready, you can open the scales. We're about to make it official like a referee's whistle. The scales are officially open. There it goes, guys. If you can guess the exact weight of this fish, one guess and one guess only, or you will be DQ'd. You guys should know the routine. The scales are now officially open. Let me put it on this measuring board for you so you can get an idea of the length. We're sitting at about 16 and a half, just a little more than 16 and a half inches. Can you see it? A little more than 16 and a half on the measuring board. And we're going to get that fish weighed in, and see if anybody's going to walk away with some cash for that bass, all right? We get out here on a weekly basis and do this thing called Bass for Cash, guys. Make sure you read the information that's scrolling below. If you are interested in any of the products that you see me using, discount codes, when available, are down in the description. You have 2 minutes to put your guesses in. After those 2 minutes are up, that's all she wrote. You have 2 minutes to get your guesses in the chat, guys. Look at, there you go fishing. I thought you're supposed to be on vacation. You in there trying to win some cash for that bass? All right, and I'm waiting to see when the scales close. Oh, okay, I thought you were already gone. Trying to get you some cash for your for your trip. Some cash for that bass. Shout out to Georgia Dog. He said you did it. Gotcha. Okay. Uh-oh, Patricia put DQ in the chat. Oh, no. Blaster says, please, no spam in the chat. That's right, no spam in the chat, guys. All right, the scales are now closed, guys. The scales are officially closed. Oh, and that would get hung up right when the scales close. All right, let me go and get this. Loose real quick. All right, guys, hold off on commenting in the chat for just a second. We're going to weigh this fish and see if we have a winner for Bass for Cash. Remember, I'm out here on a weekly basis. We get out here, put about 2 hours on the shot clock and see how many fish we can get to the boat and see if you guys are able to guess the exact weight of the fish. And bam, just like that, you can walk away with some cash for your pockets. Man, these rocks come way out here. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. We got it back. All right, let's go ahead and lock it in. All right. The scales are officially closed. All right, let's get the scale on and zeroed out. All right, let's grab it. Bam. All right, here he goes. And as usual, let's see. I'll give my guesstimate on what I think this fish weighs. I think this fish is going to clock in. It's not going to hit 3. I'll say this fish is about a 268. No, 273. I'll go with a 273. All right, let's zero it out. You guys see it's zeroed out. And let's make it happen, Captain. Ooh, do you see that? 241. Do we have anybody locking it in with a 241? Bam. And just like that, Somebody's walking away with some cash for that bass. Let's go ahead and let this fish go and see if it's a jumper. Are you going to jump for us? Nope. Just going to swim away just like that, right? All right, 241. That is the winner for today's Bass for Cash, guys. Somebody may walk away with a $20 bill or a $40 bill. Big shout out to the members of the money team. Those are the people that I refer to as the members of the channel. They have a badge right next to their name, guys. Really appreciate the strong support. Want to give a big shout out to, who was it? Who was the sponsor of today's live stream? Was it Delta Bass? Want to give a big shout out to Delta Bass. A big shout out to the Outdoor King. Slid right on in and hit me in the chin with those super chats. Really appreciate that, guys. Now, we're out here on a weekly basis. We put 2 hours on the shot clock and we got the job done. But as AC just said, no official winner. And if Whipstick was here, he'd say, y'all don't want this money. They don't want this money, MoneyBass. All right, guys. Like I said, we had 2 hours on the shot clock. I got out here, got my job done. We're going to head on in. Hopefully you guys like this format and you have been putting some feedback in the comments. So let me know, do you guys like the vertical or the full screen? All right, guys. So we're putting things together. Like I said, big things coming for 2026. We're going to have the Battle of the Anglers taking place on January 17th. And while we're out there battling it out with the Battle of the Anglers, we'll be doing Bass for Cash to keep you guys entertained also, all right? I guess that's all she wrote. Really, really appreciate AC more than she knows. Big shout out to AC. Everybody put AC, put DQ Queen in the chat. But wait a minute, did anybody get DQ'd today? Bass Hunter says he was close at 243. He was trying to take y'all money again. Rocket Kid said, this is rigged. He said, this is rigged. Everybody put AC in the chat. Big shout out to AC, guys. Rory says, how do you get the full screen? So, can somebody, I think you click on it. I'm not sure. Can somebody tell Rory real quick how to get the full screen? He said he wants the full screen view. Somebody let Rory know, how do you get that full screen? All right, guys, I appreciate it. Once again, make sure you check the links in the description. You see that bar that's scrolling? Well, if you're on the vertical, it's up here. If you're on the full screen down here, you see it scrolling. That is the information. Just use the code MoneyBass to get discounts on the products that you see me out here using, guys. All right. There we go. That's all she wrote. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Bass for Cash.